everyone, so for today's video I wanted to go over the use of reflectors in indoor studio photography. I did a small test shoot with my friend Angelica, and I wanted to share with you guys the results that we got from using different color reflectors in the shots. So as you can see, Angelica's literally holding the reflector on her lap. Normally I would have the reflector off to the side, but I thought it was also kind of cool to do something a little different where the reflector is down below. So this is the first shot. Again, we used a softbox. So again, the reflector is on Angelica's lap, and this is using a white reflector. And let me show you guys the setup that we did. This is how the setup was. I know it doesn't really look that fancy. Okay, don't make fun of me, but this reflector, I couldn't find one that had it upwards this way, so it looks like she's getting like hit in the face with a reflector, whoever this person is. And then we have the softbox here. So she was a tiny bit at an angle, and there's me, just a floating camera. And obviously I didn't have this fancy setup. It looks way fancier here. I had a wall. So this is the first shot. This is with no reflector. This is simply with a softbox. F-stop is 6.3. My shutter was 1/160, and the ISO was at 125. So pretty, nothing too crazy. Again, as you can see, there are some shadows here, and that is, they're not filled because there is no reflector. So using a reflector, let's go to the next image. This is using a white reflector. Again, same exact settings, but as you can see now, all those harsh shadows are now filled in. So let me show you guys, look at that. You can see that the part most affected is, that jawline area. And you can see in her eyes, see how the reflector shows up? It's kind of cool. So these are side-by-side images, just so you guys can see. I love seeing side-by-side images. It helps me, differentiate a little bit better. So again, white reflector and no reflector. So let's move on. Oh, wait, before we move on, I forgot. I also have an image where I placed colors in Photoshop so you guys can see the difference if you guys were to add filters. So again, way darker if you had filters with no reflector. But if you do have that white reflector, as you can see, the image turns out to be overall a little bit lighter. Okay, and then for the second comparison, we used a gold reflector. And again, same exact thing. She has the reflector near her lap, and the softbox is a tiny bit above her head. So I'm going to be showing you guys those comparison images now. So this is no reflector, same exact settings as before. I hate change, so we're just going to keep the same settings. And this is with a gold reflector. So again, that same area I think is affected in all the pictures, under the jawline. Now it's filled with a nice warm tone. So let me show you guys, going back and forth. It's kind of cool too, and even these small areas here, you can see that they're filled in with the gold color. So that would be with the gold reflector. And here's a side-by-side comparison image. Again, gold reflector, no reflector. This is what a job would be at a game show. Here's a gold reflector and here's no reflector. But you don't win anything on this show. Okay, well, I'd be a horrible game show host. Yeah, these are the comparison images, and then let's go and put a filter over it, and now you can see how it would be affected if there was a filter. And look at that, it's way lighter, and it just depends on your preference, I think. If you don't mind those darker shadows, then you could use a gold reflector. And here's a comparison image of all of them, just because, I'm stepping my game up, and it's now you thought it was just a white reflector. No, you got gold, and you have no reflector, which isn't really that much. But here's a 4-panel comparison chart type of thing with all of them, so you can see them all. Honestly, between all of these, I really like the gold reflector. It just gives it a nice warm tone. The white reflector, I don't know, I guess it depends on what type of colors you're going for. And this is with a filter, how all the images would look with a filter. So it kind of gives you an idea, like if you're in Photoshop, or if you're lazy like me and you just want to press one button in Lightroom, there you go. Again, the two no reflector images are a lot darker. If you really look at them, especially if you're doing like close-up portraits, I would probably recommend a reflector. And this is my last image. I wanted to show you guys this because I used the gold reflector for this image. So if you're wondering how it would look completed, I chose colors in Photoshop, and this is the end result using a gold reflector. So, you know, it is possible to use a reflector other than the color white. So you can get creative with stuff, and honestly, I never saw myself using a gold reflector for indoor studio, but I think my mind has changed. I really like the end result of this photo. So hopefully this was helpful. I like to see comparison images, so I thought I'd make a video just kind of showing you guys the differences. Let me know what you guys think. And also let me know which reflector image you guys like the most, because I'm kind of interested to see what everyone thinks. Thank you guys so much for watching.